if life has been giving you one obstacle, challenge, and even hardship after another, and you have no idea why that is, that could potentially mean that you have certain soul contracts that you're dealing with, past life ties that you are still working through, or even karmic lessons that you have to complete in this lifetime in order to learn the valuable lesson that you're actually meant to learn in order to move forward. And past lives, soul contracts, and karmic lessons, they can really affect you in this lifetime, and actually in every lifetime moving forward. And in this video, I want to share with you how exactly those past life ties, soul contracts, and karmic lessons or karmic cords can actually affect you, and what you can start doing to really start releasing them to set yourself free. So stay tuned. Hello to beautiful soul, welcome back to another video, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So excited that you're here. My name is Kay Sanders, and this channel is all about helping awakening souls on their spiritual awakening journey so they can really awaken to their power within and create a life of more success, abundance, and freedom, all by living their life on purpose. And if that's you and you haven't done so already, I do want to extend an invitation. Please be sure to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release new content. So you may be wondering, how exactly are those past lives, soul contracts, and karmic lessons really show up in your life? Let's start with the past lives, because your soul still remembers all the past lifetimes. Of course, you know, as a human being, don't, but your soul still remembers a lot of those past lives, all the bad, all the good, all of those different things, because all these lifetimes your soul has gone through helped your soul to grow, helped your soul to learn certain things. Now, the way it affects you negatively is if you had bad experience as a soul in a past life, and it's not just if you had bad experience in your past life, that can still show up today, because we all experienced trauma, devastating experiences, hardship. We all experience that throughout our lifetimes, because our soul comes here to have experiences, right? So your soul had those experiences. The thing is, they are still ingrained in your energetic makeup. So they're still part of you to an extent, especially those really big, intense experience that your soul has had can show up in your life today, because your soul still remembers. And I'm about to give you some example how exactly that plays out. But with all the experience that your soul had, well, your soul still remembers, and that can cause you to then hold back, maybe play small. It can also then cause you to attract certain people in your life as well that hold somewhat of the essence of what your soul has experienced before. But I'll talk more about the soul contracts and the karmic lessons here in a moment. But let me share with you some insights into, give you some examples of how that will play out as far as past lives, how that can affect you today. So let's say in a past life, you were absolutely rich, but you were also very unfulfilled. You weren't happy. So you may have made a vow to never ever be rich again, because you don't ever want to experience that. Because, and here I want to mention something, rich doesn't mean happiness, because there's so many rich people out there that are not happy because they became rich by, you know, not doing what they want to do, by not, by doing work that does not fulfill them, or their life is just not, fulfilling to them. So don't equal rich being happy. So let's say in that past life, you were absolutely rich, but maybe you were absolutely alone. Maybe people just wanted to be with you because of your money. Maybe your family despised you because you were rich and they were not. Things like that. Well, you see, the thing is, your soul had that experience. Your soul experienced, I'm rich, I have everything I want, but I feel lousy. I don't like this. I hate this kind of life. So then your soul may have made a vow, an agreement to never be that rich again. So now in this lifetime, if you're, let's say, struggling financially, it could potentially have something to do with it that maybe in a past life you made a vow of poverty, to really experience hardship, that you don't ever want to make more than just what you need, because anything more, there are the consequences, right? And your soul doesn't want to experience that in this lifetime, right? So that can be one way that it shows up in your life today. So you can work really, really hard trying to make more money, but it feels like you can't move a certain income threshold, that no matter what you do, you can work as much as you want, you can do all the right things, but it feels like that internally there is something just holding you back from actually getting to that next level, or just any level that is more than what you're making right now. So that is one way that this could show up from a past lifetime. Or let's look at another example here. Let's say in a past life you were always hungry. You were poor and you didn't have enough money to just buy just enough food to eat. So you're always hungry, maybe even starved to death. In that lifetime, your soul may have also made a vow to never go hungry again. No matter what, you will never go hungry again. So then in this lifetime, it could be that, well, you may be overweight, or maybe you're eating a lot of unhealthy stuff, and your fridge is like over full, that you're overindulging, because a part of you, your soul, that part of you that still remembers that past life where you were hungry, where you actually died because you were hungry, well, you don't ever want to experience it again. So now in this lifetime, you may overindulge. You made that vow to never go hungry again. And that can then show up in, like I said, you can be overweight, or just eating a lot of unhealthy stuff, or just having a very full fridge of, food. This could then also create somewhat of a lack mindset, because there's the fear that it's never going to be enough. There's never enough there. So that is another example. And I have one last example just to give you a better understanding of how that can actually show up in your life today, how these past lives can really show up in this lifetime now, and even moving forward. So here you can always then look at your life to uncover, like, what are some of the themes in your life as well, just to get some ideas of maybe there are past lives that are affecting you today. And here the next one I want to share with you is really an important one, and it's really related to what you're here to do moving forward. Let's say in a past life you had your gifts, but you were cast out, maybe you were rejected, or even burned at the stake. Anything that showed that it's not, that it taught you, it taught your soul that it's not safe to be who you are. It's not safe to show your gifts, to embrace your gifts. And now in this lifetime, this could mean that you're really afraid of really shining your light, that you're actually holding yourself back, not really fully stepping into what you're here to do, out of fear that you could be rejected again, that people could laugh at you, especially like depending if what you're doing. I remember in the beginning phase when I really discovered my gifts of channeling, of the psychic work, of healing, reading the Akashic Records, working with the angels. I didn't always feel comfortable talking about that with people that didn't understand, people that weren't into the same realm as I was. So I see that a lot with, in the spiritual community. I see it a lot with clients and people that I talk to, that they're holding back. And I used to do that too in the beginning. So if you had a past life, and I'm assuming if you're here, if you are on your awakening journey, I am pretty sure you have had at least one, if not many lifetimes, where something bad happened because you used your gifts, where you had your gifts, beautiful gifts, and you really just want to make an impact, but something negative happened and it taught your soul that it is scary, it is not safe, don't do that. So now it could show up in your life now that you're really holding back. Maybe you're not really showing up as the full expression of you. Maybe you are not really telling people about it, or you're feeling very uncomfortable telling people about it. Maybe you haven't even really come out of the spiritual closet, so to speak, yet. Or just really holding back, not really shining your light, not really fully stepping into your power and doing what you're here to do. Because there's a deeply ingrained fear that if I do that, what if it backfires? What if people reject me? What if people cast me out? What if people abandon me? Now, of course, now no one's going to be burned at the stake anymore, but still, if that happened to you in a past life, or maybe you have been murdered in a past life because of it. I did a lot of readings for clients where a lot of that stuff was coming up, whether they were beaten to death because they, used their gifts or things like that. And if you had any of those past lives, which I'm assuming you have, that can really affect you today from really stepping into your soul's mission and doing what you're here to do, what your soul has come here to do in this lifetime. That then also could mean that you're really more in the shadows. You're really staying more in the shadows. You're more afraid of being seen, being heard, and also the fear of really being big and bold. Because I truly believe that you have come here for a very, very important reason, and you are meant to really embrace this. But like I said, if you had those past lives where something negative happened because you used your gift, it's like, it's a shock to your system. Anytime something bad happens, it's a shock to your system and stays within your energetic makeup, and that can really affect you from moving forward. So that's more about past life. So let's touch on soul contracts and karmic lessons real quick, because they're also very, very important for you to understand, and then also maybe get an idea of how is that showing up in your life. Because soul contracts, for example, these are agreements your soul has made with other souls before you came into this lifetime to attract them into your life at a certain time to learn certain lessons. So this could mean that maybe you're attracting some narcissists, or you're attracting certain people in your life that it's not working out so well. There's a lot of negativity going on. There's a lot going on that's really triggering you. It could also mean that you're attracting someone into your life. It could be your twin flame or something like that, that at one point in your life when you are ready to awaken, to kickstart your spiritual awakening journey, that they come into your life, that something happened between the two of you that really makes you like really hit rock bottom to kickstart your awakening. So if you have certain people in your life where you feel like there's somewhat of a connection, but it's not very pretty, there's a lot of underlying negativity going on, this potentially could be a soul contract. But it's not a bad thing, because I truly believe that every person in our life, they come into our life for a certain reason, even if it's not so much for a soul contract, not so much a contract that you made with a soul, but still they are teachers, because everyone in your life can teach you something. You can learn something by interacting with them, by being in their lives, by them being in your life. But soul contracts are really, truly agreements that you have made, that your soul has made with another soul before coming into this lifetime to learn specific lessons. Now, karmic lessons, on the other hand, they are lessons that your soul is meant to learn in order to really help you move ahead. So this could mean that if there's like a specific theme in your life, let's say you're always struggling with something, let's say money, abundance, right? If that is one area that you're always struggling with, that could be a karmic lesson that you're meant to learn. A lesson that you're meant to learn to not maybe constantly push and grind, but more so to trust, to surrender, to allow, to also maybe feel worthy of having the abundance, feeling deserving of doing the work that you're here to do. So these are really the things, all three, the past lives, soul contracts, and karmic lessons, that can really affect you in this lifetime, that can keep you stuck, that can keep you from really moving forward. Now, even though this may sound pretty daunting and you're wondering like, well, yeah, maybe if I have that, am I screwed? You're not. Just because you have those, yes, I'm going to give you some advice on what you can do to start healing them and releasing them. But just know, just because you have that, it doesn't mean that you're never going to make it, that your life is totally screwed or whatnot. That is not what I'm saying here. Because you do have the power of choice when you become aware. When you become aware that something in your life is not okay, that you have maybe certain relationships in your life that could use some work. Awareness is always powerful. Awareness is always the first step in then doing something about it, because then you have the choice to do something about it. You can go a little deeper. You can maybe uncover something. You can maybe say, you know what, I don't want this. I'm going to shift. So just because you have these past lives and things like that, it doesn't mean that you can't move forward. Yes, it may require more work if you're not clearing the underlying negative energies around and cutting the cords to it. But even, let's say, if you would never do any past life healing, does not mean that you will not move forward. It may then just mean that there's more effort on your part necessary to break through the challenge, to break through whatever is holding you back, to also, of course, become aware what is holding you back. But you can also start healing and releasing them. I want to give you some advice on that, some pointers of what you can do with it. For one, I'm about to release a light code activation, I think it's next week, for the healing, the past life healing. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that, and also hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release that video, because I think it's in a week when I release that one. But I also have another video. It's for healing the ancestral ties, and that also includes clearing karmic lessons, soul contracts, and those type of things. The link for that video is in the description below. It's a light code activation to help you on an energetic level to release that. Now, that is one thing that you can do. Another thing is, ideally you want to work with someone, because unless you yourself have access to, let's say, the Akashic Records, or do past life regression or anything like that, where you can go into past lives to uncover what's holding you back, it can be quite challenging for you to really uncover what is really holding you back from past lives. Now, but even if you do have the ability to either read your own Akashic Records or do past life regression, the thing is, you may be too close to your own stuff, so you may not get all the insights into past lives, because simply there is a protection mechanism within you that is trying to protect you from uncovering that, because it may be painful to you to uncover that. So here I really recommend find yourself someone, whether it is a healer, Akashic Record guide, a channel, anything, anyone, or even for past life regression, that can help you with that, if that is what you choose. When you get an Akashic Record reading, you can actually get insights into past lives, because within the Akashic Records, you can get insights into past, present, and future lifetimes. So that might be a great thing for you too, just to get insights into, well, what is there? What is holding me back? And if you would like my help, I would love to support you in this. We can start with a discovery session. There's a link in the description below. We can have a conversation to see what worked, what would be best for you moving forward, and then we can talk a little bit more about that. Or if you would like to have an Akashic Record reading, also links in the description below. You can go to ksanders.com and look at the readings that I offer. I also offer specific light code activations for the healing. So if you would like my help, just go to my website, ksanders.com. Look around, see what maybe speaks to you for help and assistance. But just listening to the light language can also be very, very beneficial to start healing and releasing. Now, of course, knowing what past lives are affecting you is very powerful, because then, for one, you have the awareness of what was happening in a past life and how is that showing up in your life today. That gives you then a different perspective on things, because that also helps you then decide, well, in that past life I experienced that, and I acted that way, and that's the choice I made, that's the vows I made. Okay, I don't want it anymore. So, well, how can I take what I experienced then, learn from it, and now make it different now, or you go about it a different way. So getting the information is often very, very beneficial, just to get the awareness, because like I said, with awareness comes the power of choice. If you don't know about, you can still release on a deeper level. Even listening to my light code activations can help you release whatever needs to be released at a deeper level, and you may also then get insights into what is coming up. But sometimes not having the information of what exactly was going on, it's like the context is then missing. But either way, like I just mentioned earlier, even if you don't do any past life healing, clearing soul contracts, karmic lessons, does not mean that your life is totally screwed. It just may mean that it really takes a little more effort on your part to break through those barriers, to, for one, become aware of what's holding you back, and then push through them, work through them, do what you need to do, what you know within your heart you need to do to really move past that. But I hope you now have a better understanding of how past lives, soul contracts and karmic lessons can really affect you in your lifetime now, and moving forward. And also, I gave you some insight on what you can do to really break through that. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, maybe leave a comment below and let me know, how do you feel about what I shared with you? Have you worked with past lives before, with clearing soul contracts, karmic lessons, or where do you stand on this? I would love to know. But I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really am excited that you're here, that I get to be part of your journey. Now be sure to check out this next video about the ancestral healing, so you can start healing at least on the ancestral level, the karmic lessons. And then be sure to subscribe so you get the video about the past life healing as well. So I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make it an amazingly abundant and successful day. Namaste.